What's going on, guys, and welcome to Formula 7 Racing. We are live. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's not added it on because I've not reset. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, that's fine. Here's what it is. So, DK Cohen is on a lap first. So we will ride on mud with the Red Bull driver and see what he can do. So you've got Jack Appleton, Restart, DK, Cohen, Pro Ultra, Deadly, Jinto, Solar, The Eater, Gale, Epic OJ, Carls, B, Right, Edward, Pulse Luxury, Gravangan, Fanfnis, CJ, Sam Wars, Jeffy Evan, and Murkoff. I might have to just move my laptop 2 seconds. I can't make it work where it is. We are on board with DK Cohen anyway, so. So Gale goes fastest, the Alpine driver, and then Solar at 1:31.6, CJ 1:31.7, and then Jack is now on a lap, but we do have the Sauber. Is that Epic OJ? No, it's not. It is Cars coming to the line, and the Dutchman will go P5 at 1:31.9, which slow P gamer from tier 4 beat today, which was just crazy. So I think Deadly will be next as he comes down towards turn 14. So we have the eliminated drivers in the bottom left. So they're the drivers that are currently going out in Q1. I can see this being a good race, especially if it's anything like the races we've already watched today. The Mercedes will be next. That could be Pulse Luxury, I think it is. It is Pulse Luxury on an outlap. And then it will start to burn that battery now. Gravangan in the Ferrari is just pulling to the side. He's not going to go for a lap here. But Jeffy Boy in the Williams, he's also pulling to the side. So a few of the drivers, not sure what's going on here. Jack will be next. And the Haas driver. Oh, but Jack, happy jump. We'll see what he can do. To the line, and it is P5 at 1:31.7. So Gale set a really good lap there in the Alpine. He's got qualifying pace, Gale, but he's just struggled recently with races. And he's just not been there or thereabouts, has he? But he sticks with it, unlike some drivers. We have had a few drivers leave recently because they're not racing at the front. I don't think they understand that that's how racing works. Sometimes you'll be at the front, sometimes you won't. It's about getting better to improve. But no, these guys ended up joining slower leagues so they could compete at the front, which for me is just, you know, I'm always at the back of the tier that I'm in, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying getting better, and if I finish in the points, brilliant. I've got a points finish, and then I'll work towards a top 10. I'll work towards a top 10 because points are 15, and then I'll work towards a podium, and that's what you got to do. You got to get better and improve. But yeah, I've seen some drivers who actually left this tier to go and join a slower league so they can compete at the front, which just defeats the whole point of trying to get better. So Deadly in the Williams, through sector 1, and he is currently on provisional pole. Well, provisional pole, we're only in Q1. Yeah, so you'll get there, mate, don't worry. So Reese Dye in the Racing Bull is yet to leave the pit lane. You've got Jinto in the McLaren. Coming down, you've got Epic OJ in the Sauber on an outlap, then you've got the Ferrari behind him, but we will ride on board with Jinto. Let's see what he can do in the McLaren. And he's just on an outlap. Epic OJ starting his flying lap. He is back after losing a week to Reese, which means the championship is going to be twice as hard for him to try and get back into. He needs a DNF really for Reese, or he needs a really poor finish for Reese. But it's very unlikely. Reese is one of them drivers where he's just consistently good, and he very rarely makes a mistake in tier 1. In fact, he's too quick. We should kick him out. That's what they're trying to do in realistic. Kick him out, he's too quick. But no, he's a great driver and he's been super dominant. He's won a championship in tier 10 in season 10. Yeah, exactly, my dude. Dennis, you're racing in LMU tomorrow. And that was Epic OJ getting a huge slipstream from an Alpine then. So out of turn 16 for Epic OJ. And we will see what he can do now. To the line, and Epic OJ will put it fastest on the top spot, a 1:30.2 with 9 minutes remaining here in Q1. That is a great lap. Pulse Luxury is in the box. Gravangan in the Ferrari. Then you've got Pro Ultra in the Aston Martin. You've got Jinto coming through. Jinto, another consistent driver. And Jinto to the line. If Mirko isn't in by the 5-minute mark, I'm gonna. Oh right, he's just commented in the chat. Yeah, he's coming. So Jinto up to P9. That's a good lap. But there's a lot of drivers on track now, and one of them is Pro Ultra. So let's see, through turn 15 and 16. Yeah, Dennis, you'll smoke Mirko Subinala. So Pro Ultra down towards the checkered flag we go. And Pro Ultra will start his flying lap. We do have B right in the Racing Bull, trying to get back to where he's been so many times before, and that's on the top spots. And B right to the line, and it is P5, a 1:31.1 for the Racing Bull driver. Epic OJ still on the top, CJ doing a lot better, Jeffy Boy up to P6. These times are very close at the moment. The Ferrari of Gravangan back on an outlap. Then you've got Reese, steadily retires from Q1, calls it a day. And then Edward comes to the line, P4 for Edward. That is a great lap. Sam Wars goes P11. He will look for another lap. I don't think that'll be enough to get him through. So Pro Ultra, purple, sector 1, but we've got, I think, Reese as well. Fanfinis is on a lap. I think Reese is just behind the Mercedes. No, he's on a double outlap. Epic OJ retires. He says, yeah, that's enough from me. And Pro Ultra's also backed out, and Fanfinis has invalidated it. So Ivan will be next as he comes down towards turn 14. And the Red Bull driver straight over the apex through the left and right hander. Out of turn 16, and now it is full throttle down towards the line we go. And Ivan from P19, it will put it P6. So that is a good lap from him. And now there's a few drivers that are sort of left on one lap shootouts, and Gravangan is improving. That is a McLaren. Was the McLaren, was he nicking a bit of a toe off the McLaren there? I do wonder. So into turn 15 and 16. Nicely done through there. That is very nice. Does anybody know how you record on a PC? Like, how do you record the screen? So, Gravangan, Jinto, just under 5 minutes to go. We've got, is that Cars? It is Cars on an out lap. He will go again. Pro Ultra is slightly down on his lap time. He is still going to go for it though. And Pro Ultra does improve in P8. So the Aston Martin driver has booked his spot probably in Q2. We do have Solar in the Ferrari still to come through. CJ and Solar is half a second up. This is going to be close. I reckon I'm safe in P6. I reckon so, Cohen. Yep, Solar up to P7. Yeah, I reckon, Cohen, you're probably safe now. But it is very, very close. So B-Right is back out, and so is Pulse Luxury. No, sorry, B-Right is in the pit lane. Pulse Luxury is on his way back out in that Mercedes. And Jeffy Boy, CJ are all going to have to go again here. This is how close and competitive it is. And look at this, that is Cars getting a tow from the Alpine. A lot of the drivers getting tows from different teams here. So 3.5 minutes remaining. Yellow flag, that is just the driver getting out of the way into turn 15 and 16. And the Sauber putting it all down on the line. And can the Dutchman get into the second part of qualifying? We're about to find out. To the checkered flag. And Cars is up to P9. So that is still a sketchy position to be in. As Pro Ultra is in P10, then you've got B-Right, the Mercedes of Pulse Luxury. Reese has retired. Pulse Luxury will start his flying lap. Then you've got Jinto in the McLaren, still going to try and improve. And he does improve, Jinto, but not enough to get him through. Oh no, he's not, sorry, that was a second out lap. Fanfan is still in the pit lane. He's going to do a one-lap shootout. Mirko is in with 2.5 minutes to go. He's going to have to be quick about this. Yeah, Mason, nice, mate. So, Cohen has retired in P6. He will call it a day. So Fanfan is now on an out lap, 2 minutes remaining. I think Galen Edward has said that's a great lap by Edward, by the way. Ivan's on an out lap, so maybe he doesn't think that is going to be safe. I do think that will be safe. Pro Ultra is on his way back out. B-Right is also on an out lap, so 1.5 minutes to go. How was Tier 4 attendance? It was amazing. We had 20 drivers and 2 minutes left before the lobby started. It was amazing. And we only had 3 reserves. 17 full-time drivers and 3 reserves. And the race was probably one of the best races of the season. It was so good. It was just so good. Wheel-to-wheel action, side-by-side racing, it was just so good. So Pulse Luxury starts his lap. Then we've got the House of Jack Happy Champ and Sam Wars just behind as well. Then you've got Fanfan about to start a lap. And Ivan as well, but somebody did set a purple sector there. I think that was Edward is still out in the McLaren. So down in towards turn 14 and 15. Into turn 16 and back onto the throttle, and he will burn the battery. There's going to be a lot of good drivers going out here, you know, there really is. It's going to be a big shock because there's so many good names on the grid. And Edward goes up to P3, wow. And then the Aston Martin, I think that might be Mirko. It's not Mirko, it was Pro Ultra up to P10. Mirko's out. Mirko is out, he's invalidated his lap. So that is it, Mirko is out and CJ is invalidated. He is now at risk. That means everybody in front is safe. And that is Jinkto as well that's invalidated it. So Pulse Luxury, and he has used all of his battery down that straight, but I think he might just be safe. We don't know. Jeffy Boy is coming through. He is improving. But you've got both Haas drivers that are coming through, and we know how quick they are. Jack Happy Champ will be next. So let's see what the first of the two Hasses can do as he comes down towards the checkered flag. Can he get into Q2? Is he going to knock Jeffy out? He is. Jack Happy Champ is through. And then the Mercedes of Pulse Luxury has hit the checkered flag. Jeffy Boy, the Haas of Sam Wars, goes up to P6. Jinkto is out. Gravangan will try to find a little bit more. Pulse Luxury is also out. Pulse Luxury, so it's on CJ. Can Gravangan knock CJ out? Is Jeffy Boy improving? I think he is. Gravangan to the line. And he goes P12. CJ is out and B-Right is on the cusp of elimination. B-Right is out. No, he's not. B-Right's up to P5 and Pro Ultra is out. I said there was going to be big names. Pro Ultra, CJ, Pulse Luxury, Jinkto and Mirko all out in the first part of qualifying. That is huge. So there you have it, Epic OJ. Let me take that away. Let me just put these stats on. Oh, I've not even opened up the bloody system. I knew I was forgetting something. Oh, I think it might have just saved that. No, it hasn't. Oh, it. Oh no, it didn't. That's so annoying. Oh god. So it's missed Q1. Let me see if I can upload it. Race 1 lap. That's annoying. Right, I'll just have to... Oh, I knew I'd forgot something. Right, I'll just have to delete that first qualifying session, so it's not going to show the first qualifying data now. I hate that. I like to capture everything. I will put the results in, but it don't matter. Pro Ultra is in. Oh, Pro Ultra is in. So who went out? Cars, wow. Cars went out, that's crazy. So we move on to Q2, but Everybody is rushing out of the pit lane because they are expecting rain. They are expecting rain early on, so it's Deadly that is first. We can see in the top right, but it does say light rain in 10 minutes. Weather alert, overcast at the moment. And Ivan's collided with DK going. What has happened there? Ivan gets a 5-place grid penalty. They're teammates. Was it Ivan? Because he's in the pit lane. Wow, Gravangan is on an outlap, but Deadly is going to be the first driver. He's going to want the rain to come as he's finishing his lap. He really does. Keeper that got, I've just joined the Discord. How you doing, mate? You okay? Yeah, it was Ivan that got a 5-place grid penalty. So, is the rain going to come as Deadly heads down towards turn 12? Over the apex he goes. Absolutely smashes into it. And then down the Las Vegas Boulevard, past the MGM Grand Arena, past the Caesars Palace. So, DRS will kick in for the Williams. And down in towards turn 14 at the left-hander, just hugging the apex. Then over that curb, look how close he is to the wall. AKZ Deadly will go to the line. The rain hasn't arrived just yet as Deadly would have hoped for. And it's a 1:30.6. I won't be surprised if we only see these laps. And that is Epic OJ, 1:30.6. Jeffy Boy. Then comes Gale. He has been brilliant recently. And he goes fastest. Fanfinus, a 1:30.4. Nearly goes into the back of another driver. There we... No, I thought he did then. Wow. Reese, a 1:30.3. And then Solar, Sam Wars, DK going B right. Edward, Pro Ultra, Jeffy, Jack, Gravangan. And at the moment, Ivan is on an outlap. If the rain comes now, Gravangan, Jack Happy Champ, Jeffy Boy, Pro Ultra are all out if the rain comes now. Ivan's going to have to try and rush through. He's got to be quick about it, especially if the rain's going to come. So yellow flag waving. Oh, it is raining. There's an Aston Martin in the wall. That is Pro Ultra. He sees the rain and he retires. That could be it. Q2 could be over like that. The Williams is in front of the Sauber. These are rushing to the line. The Sauber's safe though. I am wondering why he's going racing the Williams here. The Williams of Jeffy Boy is going to peel off into the pit lane. And I do wonder why the Sauber is racing. Here comes Edward on Gravangan. And they are on another lap. They are pushing to the line. Edward is on the brink of elimination. These drivers. And Gravangan is on a lap. Ivan is on a lap. Jeffy Boy and Pro Ultra are out. And Jack Happy Champion's in the pit lane. He is out. He's a very, very quick driver to be going out here in Q2. Gravangan is around. In that Ferrari he crashes. The rain has arrived here in Las Vegas and it is causing absolute carnage. Jack Happy Champ is out. Ivan will not make it through. Surely not. Surely the rain will ruin any chances. And Edward, that means Edward will go into Q3. I wonder if Ivan can surprise everybody. I do wonder. This will be one hell of a lap, one hell of a drive if Ivan could possibly get through whilst it's still raining. Ivan to the line. No. 1:31.4. Very close though. And Ivan is out. So all of the drivers can now retire. So I was just waiting on Gayle. There we go. We move on to Q3. That was a quick and easy Q2, wasn't it? So it was Reese that was fastest. Then Fanfinus, Gayle, Deadly, Epic, OJ, Solar, Sam Wars, DK Cohen. Then B Right. And then Edward, Pro Ultra, Jeffy, Jack, Happy Champ, Gravangan, and Ivan. And we move on to Q3. So it is raining. It is raining. Dry at the end, says Solar. Now that is interesting. That spices things up a lot. So the drivers will come out on the intermediates, get a little bit of practice in. It is nice to see Vegas in the night with the rain bouncing down off the circuit. So let's zoom out for a moment while things are just settled down before things get a bit hectic again. What race would be better if it was a night race? Probably Spa. Spa would be great on that. Upper Rouge in the dark. So Reese down to the line. He will be the first of the runners to set a lap. Unfortunately, it doesn't show his telemetry, so we won't be able to capture any of that data. And the racing ball through turn 2 and 3. And you can see him just easing off the throttle. Oh, and he's just giving it a little tap on the rear tyre. I tell you. You got to be so careful. And the rain just has you sliding everywhere. That Mercedes of Fanfinus in the distance. These drivers have both been champions previously. You got Fanfinus and Reese. You seen the marshal lights there? I changed the marshal lights. Look, the marshal light. And then I changed the billboards running down the fences as well. Yeah, not bad, John. Long day, innit? Long day, Cinder. So down at the back straight for Reese. And in towards turn 14 and 15. And then back onto the throttle. So we go dancing in the rain with 8 minutes to go. And what is Reese going to set the benchmark at? A 1:40.4. Gale 1:39.9. Epic OJ a 1:40.3. Gale is so quick here in Vegas. He really is, showing his pace. Yeah, no, I've just had a tough week. I've had a tough week. Probably Ben and Don did no, really. I've just had just a lot of bad news. It's been a really, really tough week. So Gale leading a 1:39.9 in the Alpine. Deadly a 1:40.0. Epic OJ 1:40.3. B Wright is on a lap, so he will be the next driver to come. But he's got a lot of traffic in front of him. He's left it quite late on to where the rain is bouncing off the circuit now. He's going to have to be careful of these slower drivers in front. Back onto the throttle. He's not burning that battery. I don't think he's actually going for a push lap here. Yeah, you're alright. I think I might have sorted. It. Hopefully, anyway. Speaking to a couple at the moment. I think I might have sorted it. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, tier 1's are rapid, isn't it? So it's not a big deal, really. So B Wright is doing another outlap in the Racing Bull, and 6 minutes remaining. Is the rain going to stop? I can see it in the top right. It says overcast in 10 minutes, but there's not 10 minutes left. I'm wondering if the rain might stop just before the end of qualifying. So into turn 1 for B Wright. So through turn 5 and 6, we've got 1.1 up now. He's going to have to improve a lot more than that, and I'm sure he will with 5 minutes remaining. So he's under a little bit of pressure now. And B Wright. As he just bounces over the curb and back onto the battery. So out of turn 16 for B Wright. And then down towards the line, Epic OJ, 1:39.4. And look at B Wright lighting up them purple sectors. 4 minutes remaining. B Wright goes P2, 1:39.9. Half a second off Epic OJ. So who else is going to come to the line? We do have a Haas of Sam Wars, who is invalidated. Reese Dyes on an outlap. Then you've got Deadly on an outlap as well, but it will be Reese next. So the Racing Bull will be looking at trying to improve his lap time and get back on the top spot, competing with Epic OJ. So into turn 14, 15 and 16. So restart. He's got a 1:39.4 to chase down, and we will watch it in the bottom left to see if he will be able to get close to Epic OJ. 29.610 for Epic OJ in sector 1. What's it going to be for Reese Dye as we head down to the next chicane? The pressure is on now for Reese. And was that a slight mistake? He's backed out, I think. He has. He's 6 tenths down on Epic OJ already. He's backing out. And he's moving out of the way for the Alpine, who's not on a lap, luckily. And we do have, that was Gale coming through. And a lot of the drivers are waiting till the very last minute to hope that it stops raining, which it has. It has stopped raining. So are the drivers going to start coming out on the dry compounds? I do wonder. Gale's already out on the intermediates, so is Deadly, so is Reese. They're not going to get another lap. They're not going to get a lap on the dries. I do wonder if the drivers are going to swap. B Wright is on his way into the pits. I'm not sure he's going to have time to get back out and go again. Epic OJ, there's movement in the garage. He's on his way. Fanfness, Sam Wars, they are piling out of the pits. Solar is on his way out. Edward is also out on intermediates. DK Cohen is out on soft compounds. That was what I was saying. B Wright has got to be quick to get out of the pit lane. I am not sure he's going to make it here. He is P2 currently. And Epic OJ is also on the way out of the pit lane, but I'm not sure he's going to get round in time. B Wright definitely not. He is on his way out though. It is going to be a lot quicker on dries, but it's still a 1 minute 30 lap. Yeah, B Wright's on his way out, but I just don't think he's going to make it. It's the same happened in Singapore when he missed the line. Was it Singapore or Texas? Deadly on the intermediate compounds. So I tell you what, the guys that have managed to get out on the dries here, this is going to be huge for them. In fact, let's have a look. So that is what the tyre compound's looking like at the moment. And Reese is on a lap, the Racing Bull. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers out on the softs, but I've got a feeling 2 of them are not going to make it to the line. So we'll see. Let's have a look at who was it that came out? Epic OJ, weren't it? So Epic OJ is rushing to the line. So is B Wright. I'm not sure B Wright is going to make this. 26 seconds. Epic OJ is also going to be very close. But it is Reese with the slipstream of the Alpine in front. And he peels off to the right. He's going to need every little bit of help, especially on them intermediates. He's gone purple, sector 2. He is lighting up the racetrack at the moment. You can see the fastest sectors. And out of turn 16, down towards the checkered flag. And Reese Dye is going to set it, and he's going to put it on pole. Provisional pole by 1.7 seconds. B Wright has missed the line. He didn't get out in time, and that is it for him. Epic OJ did make the line, which is massive, but he did it on the intermediates. He's come back out on the intermediates. Gale has hit the line. Deadly will be the first of the final runners now, but you do have that McLaren of Edward on the intermediates behind him. Then you have the soft runners. This is going to be very tight and very close into turn 14 and 15. Out of turn 16 for the Williams driver of Deadly. And where is he going to put it? You can see the purple sectors lighting up. And Deadly will put it on provisional pole, a 1:36.8. But for how long? Here comes Edward to the line. Edward goes P3. The Ferrari will be next. That is Solar on the softs. And yes, he is improving massively. And the track is so dry now. Whoever's right at the back is going to be in dreamland. Solar out of turn 16 and down to the checkered flag. This is it here in Q3 for the start of this Grand Prix. And Solar goes P2 and slower than Deadly. And Sam will put it P2 as well. So Deadly is still on pole. Fanfnitz takes it. The Dutchman takes it off him. DK Cohen is in P3. And then the Sauber of Epic OJ goes P2 on the intermediates. But it's Fanfnitz that takes pole on the soft compound tyre. It was right at the crossover point. It was so close. So Fanfnitz has taken pole position. Epic OJ in P2 and Deadly in P3. DK Cohen in P4 and Sam Wars in P5. Solar in P6 and Reese in P7. That is huge for Epic OJ. Edward in P8 and B Right in P9. And then Gale completes your top 10. Well, that is massive for Epic OJ, who's fighting Reese in the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, Solar is right on the crossover, weren't it? So we are about to go racing for the final time today. So, this is it. I chose the sauce, but definitely could have gone quicker than that. Yeah. So, we're going to try it. So, all 20 drivers on the grid getting ready to go racing here in Vegas. So, how many drivers have we had today? What was it? 19, 18, 20 and 20. Yeah, so 77. 77 out of the 80 drivers. Mind you, we could only fit 19 in tier 2 because I joined to do the stats. So it's basically 77 out of 79 that raced today. Good day of racing. Good day of racing. So here we go, they line up just below the F7R billboard, just above them. So here we go, this is it for the final time here at Formula 7 Racing, powered by Sim Racing Setups. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Red Bull behind did get a very good start. This is Epic OJ up the inside of Fanforders. Solar is there, the Williams, Sam Wars on the inside of the Ferrari on Solar, and there is a collision at the back. There is carnage at the back, and that is Jack Happy Champ that is around, and then Edward is through on Solar, but Solar comes back. B-Right is through on his teammate of Reese. Reese did not get the start that he wanted, and now it's a sprint race to the line. Reese will just put him behind, and that is Edward and Sam Wars going at it through turn 5 and 6, but Edward is back in front. Jeffy Boy is down to P20. Then you've got Solar on the back of DK and Deadly and Epic OJ, but it's Fanfinus that still leads with Pulse Luxury fighting with CJ. And the Alpine driver demoted to P13. Here comes Gale up the inside of Jinkto, coming around turn 10. Oh, and he does just flick a little bit wide there. Could have been a lot worse. Late on the brakes, nearly into the back of the Sauber. Jinkto is back through. These two are squabbling hard. It's getting very close and very tasty between the pair of them. And the Alpine, and he's joined now by the Aston Martin, who is putting on the pressure, piling on the pressure. And Gale is down to P18, and Merkel is through on Jinkto, the Aston Martin driver, up to P16. And what about Deadly in P3? Fastest lap for the race leader. Oh, and that's into the back of Epic OJ there, went Deadly. Reese is down to P9. That'll be music to Epic OJ's ears. So there's pressure building lap after lap now. That is Solar that is through on DK. The Ferrari on the Red Bull. And the Scuderia is up to P4 as he just swings it to the outside line. But up the inside goes DK. Collision. DK Pro Ultra. DK's out. Virtual safety car. And my goodness me, Solar and DK Cohen have a coming together and cause absolute chaos at the back. Did anybody get damage? Reese didn't get damage. B Wright didn't get damage. Gravangan, who's up to P7. Sam Wars, I'm sure somebody went into him. Yes, Sam Wars has got damage. Virtual safety car is over. Edward has got damage. Oh, and there goes Solar now up the inside of Edward. He's pushing him off. Oh, they've crashed. The two Racing Bulls are through. What is going on? Solar with another collision, and now he smashes into his teammate as well. And nearly causes a huge pile-up. What is going on? There's like 5 drivers going wheel to wheel down the Las Vegas Boulevard. This is absolute chaos as the Racing Bulls come through, joined by a Haas. Oh, the Alpine and the Red Bull. And he comes straight back on track in front of everybody. You cannot come on track like that. What is going on in Tier 1? Really? What is going on? So, Jinkto fighting with Jeffy. Fanfinus losing the lead to Epic OJ. I can't believe somebody would go off there and just come straight back on track without a care in the world. That is crazy. Into that little tiny sort of tunneling section where you sort of funnel in as well. Vegas has been amazing today. Every single race has been amazing. That virtual safety car is the first safety car we've seen today. So here comes Cars and Solar. Solar involved in a lot of incidents in the opening 3 laps, but he's got away unscathed. Wow. You've got Jack Happy Champ on the back of him. Fanfinus into the slipstream of the race leader. And the Mercedes is going to make a move and come on through. So, Fanfinus on the back of Epic OJ. Deadly's there as well. They are 2.5 seconds in front of Reese and B Wright in the 2 Racing Bulls, who are going to try and cement their spot in the Constructors. Sauber have been doing really well, but they've got a chance to come back here. Reese and B Wright. Pro Ultra, Pulse Luxury as well. Yeah, Colin, I don't even know what happened there, mate. I really don't. It looked like, well, no, I'm not going to say what it looked like. It's not my place. There goes Deadly up the inside of Fanfinus. And they'll go wheel to wheel. Fanfest leaves in the space. It's great racing. That's how it's supposed to be. And now it's a sprint race through turn 10 and 11. The Williams is back through. Wow. That is class from the Williams driver. The Mercedes will get the slipstream and the DRS. Deadly will not get any help from that Sauber in front. So now it is up to these two to fight amongst themselves. And you can see the Racing Bulls in the distance starting to catch up. That DRS will give him a little tow, a little helping hand. But they are still catching up to Epic OJ. And look how close they are again. Through turn 14. Oh, Fanfnis took a big chunk of that curb. And it nearly put him off balance. As Deadly is now fighting for the lead. I didn't think it. I thought it was you and Solar that came together. Oh, right, yeah. What he said now, yeah. Here comes cars on Jack Happy Champ. These two tasty little exchange between them. Need to be careful though, they don't want to lose too much time to Solar in front. And the Ferrari staying in P11, but it is DK that is out after 5 laps of racing. Yeah, just send it into the stewards room. I'll have a look at it, DK. It needs to be reported anyway. Real shame though. Real shame. So Solar in the Ferrari. Has Cars and Jack behind him. And here comes Cars. He is closing the gap to Solar. I do wonder if he's going to try and slow down. Just remember, we don't play DRS chicken just in case you're thinking about it. Here comes the Mercedes on Deadly. And the Dutchman moving to the right hand side, but they're both going to get DRS, so it's going to be very difficult here. And the Williams stays ahead once again, and that is Pro Ultra in the Aston Martin that is through on Sam Wars. He's up to P6, and then you've got Pulse Luxury as well. Cars in that Sauber up the inside of the Ferrari of Solar, and the Scuderia being overtaken by the Sauber, and now comes Jack Happy Champ as well, and Solar is going back through on the Sauber driver. Can Cars respond? He is going to up the inside of turn 1. Great racing once more, and Cars will try and get back ahead, but he will get DRS here now, the Sauber, potentially to get the move done on that Ferrari in front. Here comes Cars. The Sauber driver once more on the Scuderia, and he will move through with the help of DRS, and the Dutchman is up to P11. Then comes Solar, Jack Happy Champ and Jeffy Boy, and also Gale. There's a lot of drama that's unfolded from the start of this Grand Prix. Through the Las Vegas sphere and down to the monorail. I think it is anyway. I've not got the track map in front of me. Yes, the monorail above you there. Down past the monorail. Through turn 11. Down in towards turn 12 as they hug the apex. Back onto the throttle. He just touches the wall there, does Jack Happy Champ. That might have cost him. And then you're going to come past Caesar's Palace in the Ferrari into the slipstream of the Sauber. And that rear wing will open, and he is waiting for the DRS, and now he gets it. The rear wing will open. He moves on through, does Solar, slots in front of the Sauber. Needs to be careful. That was extremely close. And the Williams of Jeffy Boy just having a little peek up the inside, moved over. You can see that the pressure is starting to mount up to the drivers in front. Plenty of racing still to come though. With 18 laps remaining, everybody settling into a rhythm. This is high-level sim racing here in Las Vegas. Gravangan is back into the pit lane. Well, he's into the pit lane for the first time. Reese and B Wright have joined this DRS train at the start of the front of the grid. And this is peak racing. Ticket open, no problem, mate. I wonder if Pro Ultra can start to catch up as well. As Cars and Solar are still going at it. CJ picking up a time penalty. Three things guaranteed in life. Gayle, Jeffy boy. And that is Reese, only a tenth of a second behind Fanfinis. This is for a podium position. And the Mercedes is holding on. But for how long? They've both got DRS. Green flag just waving briefly. And the lead of the Grand Prix is also changing hands. And Deadly is through on Epic OJ. And then Reese just backs out on the Mercedes. Thinks better of it. He's going to time it better and get that move done. But Deadly is now your race leader. Here comes Solar and Cars. Gayle is joining the action. And that was a mistake from Cars. And now Gayle is all over the back of him. And here comes Gayle. He goes to the outside line, but the room's not there. And he's trying to squeeze through. Will he switch to the inside line? He doesn't. Luckily, I don't think he got any damage. He didn't. Gravangan picking up a track limit. Jack Happy Champ is into the pit lane. Boost Luxury on Pro Ultra. What fascinating racing. So here we go, 8 tenths is the gap to Epic OJ. Remember, Pro Ultra is on the hard compound tyres as well. He's in a good position here. From a driver's point of view, Pro Ultra only a tenth of a second behind Pulse Luxury. These two getting very acquainted with each other. Then you've got Cars all over Gayle. Oh, and he clatters into the wall. Did he get damage? That was close. Standard damage, and you are missing an end plate there. So time penalty for Pro Ultra. Oh, and Jack Happy Champ's out. He's out in the pit lane. So he's called it a day here in Vegas. It's been a disastrous start for him. And Deadly. 54% on them rears. He'll have to come in shortly. Sam Wars is still in this race though in P8. And he's got a lot of battery as well, has Sam Wars. B right in P5. He's on the back of his teammate. Is he going to go for the overtake? He is going to go for the overtake on his teammates. So the Racing Bulls are swapping round, maybe working together to stay in this pack. And Solar on the back of Gayle. He's going to have this DRS. Is he going to go for the move? He's running out of racing room. And he thinks better of it. Backs out. I wonder if Reese is going to go for a move on his teammate. Deadly's into the pit lane. So Deadly from the race lead has gone in. That is interesting. The first one to show their hand is the race leader. You don't usually see that. CJ has left the session. I think he's just lagged out. He's not showing online. Oh, there he is. So that is Fanfinis in the Mercedes. What is that camera angle? Right, he's on the back of Epic OJ now, and he's going to have that DRS. CJ's back in. Here comes Fanfredoos, and he's going to retake the lead finally. He is back where he started. Fanfredoos is back into P1. Solar has pitted as well. He's gone for his pit stop. Deadly has come out behind cars. This is not where he wants to be. He does not want to be held up by the Sauber teammate of the driver that he is racing with. And that is Fanfredoos speeding into the pit lane. 10-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Epic OJ is in, Fanfredoos is in, and Reese is in. Pulse Luxury, Sam Wars, Mirko are all peeling into the pit lane. So where does Deadly come out in all of this? And he has come out in front of Fanfredoos by around 2.6 seconds. So it has been a good undercut, but he's got to start to pull away. Fanfredoos is going to be behind Cars. I do wonder if Cars is going to hold him up, but he's also going to be holding up his own teammate. And whilst this is happening, look at Deadly, he is getting away. And Fanfredoos might actually use Cars as a barrier to hold up Epic OJ as well. Look at this, Fanfredoos, Epic OJ and Cars. Fanfredoos is going to go up the inside. No, he goes later on the brakes, does Cars. And he's now holding up Fanfredoos, and here comes Epic OJ. And the two Saubers are practically boxing in the Mercedes as we come down the Las Vegas Strip. Look at this, he's boxing him in. And Cars, Fanfredoos and Epic OJ. And look at Cars, he is literally burning everything to try and stay in front of this Mercedes, but he's got DRS. And Fanfredoos will move ahead, and Cars, wow, that was close, he nearly went in front of his teammate. Now, it's up to Cars to hold up Reese, but he can't. He cannot hold up Cars, he cannot hold up Reese. Reese did lose a second though, and Deadly has peeled off quite a distance because of all that. Yeah, Colin. We'll take a look at that, definitely. Where do the recordings go? So, I want to see if we can record on the PC so it gives like top high quality recording resolutions and try and make some clips out of that instead of all being off Twitch. So here comes Epic OJ on Fanfredoos. This is for P5. He moves to the right hand side. Will the Mercedes be able to hold on? He can't, and Epic OJ is in front. The pressure was mounting. And Solar on the back of Jinkto. Here he comes with that DRS, and the Ferrari man will move on through, and the Papaya is down to P13. Slamming on that brake pedal does Solar, and he has now as his teammate in front. And that is B right into the pit lane, so he finally pits, but he's so far behind now because of this undercut. But he will have fresher tyres come the end of this race, and he is going to come out in front of Sam Wars. So he is going to come out in 4 seconds of racing room. That is really good for him. A lot of the other drivers came out in traffic, but not be right. Thank you. I want to see if I can upload the clips and then get the... I want a really high quality resolution of like overtakes and stuff. I want to see if I can get them. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try. So Epic OJ is on the back of Gale. Deadly is 3.6 clear And I'm not sure Reese is close enough to get the move done. And Fanfinus might even make a move. And here comes Epic OJ on Gale. He's up to P3. And Fanfinus has overtaken the championship leader and is up to P5. What about B right? Sam Wars is all over the back of his rear wing. Sam ready for war. And Pulse Luxury and Mercedes joining in on the action. Mirko making steady progress. Lap after lap. This is a good race, apart from the bit of carnage that we had. It was a good race. So look at this, that is Sam Wars that is through on B right. He made the overtake, and Fanfinus as well on Reese. Is he close enough as he comes down towards turn 17? The Mercedes driver, will he make that lunge in towards turn 1? They are starting to catch up to Deadly, but he's got 10 laps remaining. And B right has to think about getting this position back, but they are catching up to Gale. And that's a yellow flag. The yellow flag is waving. Who was that? So green flag, we are back racing, and B right is going to get the overtake on Sam Wars. He returns the favour. And then Fanfinus on Reese. And we have 10 laps remaining. It is really interesting. I just want to look at strategies a minute. So this is the strategy. B right's been on them medium tyres. Them hard tyres for 2 laps less than everybody else. That might come into effect near the end of the race. Gale's into the pit lane. Deadly is chasing down Pro Ultra, who's waiting for some sort of safety car here. Whether he gets it or not, who knows. Really interesting race. You can see the last laps for Deadly. He is quicker by about 1.5 seconds than Pro Ultra every lap. So look at this, he is catching up to him rapidly. Yeah, you would think, Cohen, you would think. But Epic OJ is really quick and he's starting to catch up. So down the Las Vegas Boulevard. Fanfinus in P5. And into the slipstream goes Fanfinus, and he might get the overtake on Reese again. And he does. Easy as that. They switch around again, and Fanfinis is up to P4, but he does have a 10-second time penalty that will become costly at the end. CJ picks up a 10-second as well, and that might just be it for CJ. And I tell you, Fanfinis did well to hold on to that, but now he's opened up the door for Reese, who needs to get as many points as possible in this championship fight, especially with Epic OJ in front of him. As it stands, Epic OJ will gain 5 points on Reese. It won't be that bad in the grand scheme of things. But you've got to remember, B Wright will be coming on these fresh, hard tyres. And Reese getting well acquainted with the Dutchman. Out of turn 12, and then that DRS will kick in, and surely Reese will repay the favour to Fanfinis in front, and it'll just be like this for the remainder of the Grand Prix, just back and forth. Deadly 2 seconds clear. Oh, and that was close by Reese. Jesus, that was cutting it very fine. So down in towards turn 14, it is Reese back into the podium places. I'm wondering when B Wright will start to catch up, probably when the tyres start to fall off. As you can see, Fanfinis tyres 30%, whereas in B Wright on 18. And you've got the 2 Ferraris, Solar that is through. Solar's got wing damage as well. And Gravangan also with that wing damage. That was from that early collision from the spinning car. I think there was one where one of the drivers just drove back on track as well and caused a bit of a collision into turn 15. And that is Edward in the McLaren that is going to make the move on cars in the Sauber, who's not on for any good points here, especially considering he's in a constructors fight. He needs to be picking up more points than this, he really does. And CJ, another 10-second time penalty, and that is it. It really is such a waste when you have people wanting to race and then you take the seat and retire in the pits. It's such a shame. He does struggle to get to the end of races, but he will mature over time and just get better and better. So the Sauber and the McLaren are really going at it now. This is Edward and Cars putting on a show for the fans as they come through the Las Vegas sphere. And they are giving each other a little bit of a kiss as well. But Edward does stay ahead. Cars is back onto the throttle. And he gets his foot down. And through turn 10 and 11. So Edward will fend him off for the moment. And that is Gravangan that is through on his teammate. The 2 Ferraris swap places. So still good battling going on. Fanfinis and B Wright is not catching up to these two. It's not happening for him at the moment, but still 6 laps to go. I've got a feeling it'll start to come as the race gets to the end. Yeah, he's a good driver, CJ. He just needs to... He gets a lot of penalties and gets involved in a lot of collisions. But he's a young lad, and he will get better over time as he matures and grows and continues to race. It just comes from experience, doesn't it? But for somebody so young, he's got the pace. Just hasn't got the consistency yet. So Fanfinis with that 10-second time penalty, that would move B Wright in front of him anyway. So, and it would move Sam Wars and Mirko, maybe even Pulse Luxury in front of him as well. Solar in the top 10 here in Tier 1, showing exactly why he's a Tier 1 driver. And Fanfinis is back into the podiums in P3, and Epic OJ nearly within DRS range of Deadly in the lead. can see the intervals from the driver in front and behind for Reese. .2 is the gap to the leader, and that is Solar being overtaken by Gravangan again. And this is Jeffy Boy now. No, it's Gale, sorry. Gale goes up the inside and he splits the two Ferraris. Thank you very much. I'll take that, says Gale. And now into the slipstream of Gravangan, and Gale is going to make it 2 from 2 as both Ferraris are dispersed pretty swiftly. We got there in the end. So Gale is up to P10 as we go through the Las Vegas Sphere. Reese is going to get that DRS on Fanfinus. Epic OJ is within DRS range of Deadly. This makes it very interesting. If Epic OJ can overtake Deadly, that is massive in terms of the championship. It really is. And Fanfinus and Reese are still going at it. Reese is back into P3. 17 drivers still on the grid. So that is the two Ferraris. Still going at it, Gravangan and Solar. And Cars and Edward. So the McLaren will chase down the Sauber as they go in towards turn 17. And he holds it up the inside. Later on the brakes goes Edward. Cars will switch it back up the inside. It's beautiful racing from the pair of them. That is how it's done. Cars around the outside now, out of turn 4 with that DRS, and the Sauber gets the rear wing open. But Edward is staying right there with him, and even with DRS, that slipstream is quite strong down in towards turn 5, through turn 6, and then in towards the Las Vegas Sphere at turn 7 and 8. But good racing from the Sauber and the McLaren. And what about Pro Ultra in P9? The Aston Martin is chasing down Pulse Luxury. Aston Martin is going to move ahead later on the brakes. The Mercedes and the Aston Martin, very close racing. 4 laps to go. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on who it was. The stewards will sort it out when it's reported. There could have been stuff. Yeah. Epic OJ only 3/10 behind, and he has got DRS now. This is it for the lead. Deadly is held on for as long as possible. Is he going to run his race just a little bit too far? Cars and Edward are still going at it, you know, but we are on board with the leaders. Epic OJ is so close to Deadly, and Reese is also catching up. Deadly doesn't want to compromise losing E2 as well, so he's got to think tactically about this and think where he wants to finish in the race, as Epic OJ is going to come through with that DRS enabled, and the lead finally changes hands again. After Deadly went for the undercut, it's Epic OJ that takes the lead on lap 22 here in Las Vegas. You can see Reese in the distance. Oh, and that was Reese. The Racing Bull has got damage. He's smashed into the wall. This is awful, awful news for Reese. But it is music to the Sauber's ears. And right near the end of the race, it is going to be a difficult one to finish for Reese. with that damage. That missing end plate, the car's going to be so hard to control. You've got B right on fresher tyres. Reese is probably going to let him go now. But B right being Reese's teammate and fighting for a championship, you do wonder. You do wonder. Fanfness has got a 10-second time penalty as well. If I was Reese, I would let B right go and then tag along with him so I could try and stay within that 10 seconds of Fanfness. Because B right is on for a podium here. B right is on for a podium. It will be a good podium. So can Deadly... Oh, he's got damage. Deadly's got damage. And here comes the Williams. He gets very close. And yes, they have swapped around. So is Reese just going to tag along? And that is Sam Wars that is through on Mirko. The Haas driver is back up to P6. And then you've got Jeffy on Solar. As the Williams driver is going to come through on the Ferrari and move up to P11. And Jeffy makes it look easy. What a move that was from the Williams. But Solar is not going to give this up yet. He's coming back. He's absolutely empty in the tank. Up the inside goes Solar and the Ferrari driver draining the battery to stay ahead. But now Jeffy is going to have more battery and DRS as well. And Edward and Cars are still going at it. And Cars is going to peel off into the pit lane on the penultimate lap. That is strange. Because now he's thrown away the only point he was going to get. Epic OJ is still leading on the penultimate lap. 1.5 to go. Jeffy Boy on Solar into the Las Vegas Sphere. B Right is still on for a podium. Reese has lost the DRS and he might start to get caught from Sam Wars. As it stands, 30, 25, 22, 20, 18, 15, so 18, 30. So Epic OJ will make 12 points up on Reese. And through goes Mirko. And what about Pro Ultra? The two Aston Martins on for some decent points in the team today. And this is Deadly. On to the final lap we go here in Vegas for Tier 1 for Formula 7 racing. What a night, what a day, what a weekend of racing. Epic OJ will try to hold on, but can he do it? Fanfness, B Right, Reese, Mirko is starting to catch up. Sam Wars and Pro Ultra. And here comes Pro Ultra on Sam Wars, but he does have DRS and he will try and cover off the inside. I do wonder what Pro Ultra will do. He thinks better of it. Will he get the better exits to go down in towards turn 7? He will cling it around the outside. He does. And the Haas driver will leave the space up the inside. They do touch slightly. Sam Wars down in towards turn 9 at the monorail. And he is through. Pro Ultra with a great overtake has made the move. Sam Wars down into P8. But back on board with the leaders. Is Deadly going to be close enough to retake the lead even with that front wing damage on the very last lap of this race? Is he going to run out of racing room? We shall see. The gap is 4 tenths. Deadly on the very final lap of this race. Is he going to go for it? He absolutely isn't. And he does touch the Sauber, but that is it. And Epic OJ has done enough to hold on. Epic OJ is going to come through and down towards the line we go. Epic OJ will win here in Vegas. Fanfness, B Right takes the podium. Reese, I will take P4. That is massive for Reese. Maybe Fanfness might have that removed. Who knows? Sam Wars P6. Pro Ultra in P8. Gale P9. Pulse Luxury in P10. Right, that's me done now. I'm done. commentary for Tier 4 and Tier 1. I've sat in the bedroom all day. I am done. No, good racing there, mate. Ah, thank you, going. Cheers, our Razor. But well done, guys. Really good race, that. So there we have it. The final standings. On the top step is Epic OJ. An all-British podium. Epic OJ to Deadly to Be Right. When was the last time we seen an all-British podium? Ah, thank you, Nimble. Well done, mate. When was the last time we seen an all-British podium? That is great. Look at that. We have so many countries that race here, like all over the world. But it's actually rare that you see an all-British podium. So, let's have a look at the final standings. It is Epic OJ in P1, Deadly in P2 and Be Right in P3 on the podium. It is Race in P4 and Mirko in P5. Sam Wars in P6 and Fanfinus in P7. It is Pro Ultra in P8, Gailey in P9 and Pulse Luxury in P10. Then comes Jeffy Boy, Solar, Gravangan, Edward, Jinkto, Ivan, Cars, CJ, Jack, Happy Champ and DK Cohen. I'm going to throw all of these stats in. So that was the race. And my driver of the day, I'm gonna give it to I'm just having a look through. It's between three drivers, but P9 to a podium. I think we'll go Be Right tonight. I haven't given Be Right driver of the day for a while. And he drove a really good race. You know what, Jeffy? You drove an amazing race, mate. Well done. But there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for an amazing day of Grand Prix racing here at Formula 7 Racing. I know, Mirko, you did have a good race, but I gave you driver of the day, was it 2 weeks ago, for the same thing when you started at the back? So that's why, that was my thinking behind it. So yeah, thank you all so much, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll be back now. We've got a break. We've got the bank holiday break. So enjoy it. Enjoy the sunshine. It's supposed to be like hotter than Miami next week or something like that. In the UK anyway. So enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy the bank holiday. Enjoy it with your friends. And we're going to be back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you all so much, everybody. Thank you for a great day of racing. Thanks for all the support throughout the whole day. And have a great week. I will see you tomorrow for Le Mans Ultimate. Take care, everybody.